welcome to my channel. My name is Saleema, and oh child, I'm living my full elemental life right now, and experiencing the fullness of air, because it's cold as hell here in Texas. But welcome to my channel. I live a full elemental life by aligning my life with the elements of air, water, fire, and earth, so that I can just have more self-awareness, self-mastery, and experience the fullness of life, because I love life. So today is Friday. It's Friday the 23rd. Yeah, 23rd. So it's the day before Christmas. So I'm here in Austin. I'm gonna have Christmas Eve in Austin, and then a little bit of Christmas in Austin, and I'll be going back home to Houston. So I'm sitting here in my hotel room, and I'm cold. And now you see this here. This is all me. This is all me, because something in my spirit told me bring your own blanket, because we had an Arctic, most of the country did, but I mean, we had it in Texas. We had an Arctic freeze come through last night. So it started yesterday where the temperature was like 60-ish, and within a couple of hours it was down to 30, and then overnight it was down in the teens, and it's probably hovering in the 20s somewhere now, but cold. So something in my spirit was like, you go to a hotel, you never know what's going on, come prepared. So I brought my own blanket so that I could be comfortable tonight, because who knows. But and my spirit was right. I'm gonna show you why. Oh Lord, my spirit was right. But first I'm gonna give you just a little bitty kind of tour. This is nothing special. It's just a cute little hotel. I'll take a couple of pictures and whatnot, but let me show you first around my room, and I'm gonna show you why this here came in handy. Okay, let me show you why this came in handy. I don't know if you can see it, but look at this. Somebody look at this. Why is it 57 degrees in my room? When I came in, the air was on. It was 55 degrees. I put the heat on and set it to 80. So in the last maybe 20 minutes that I've been here, it's gone up 2 degrees. So absolutely not. Absolutely not. It's cold as hell up in here. It's cold as hell. And I mean, the only thing I can practically do to fix this is just to run the heat. I mean, I could go down there and scream and yell and stomp and holler, and I'm still gonna have to just run the heat, unless they have a room that somebody already checked out of. Because I'm sure, they're trying to be economical by not heating every room, but they should, if they know that they're going to have a block of rooms that they will be checking out, then somebody should come up and, put the heat on. Like, that doesn't make sense. The air was on. It was 55 degrees with the air on. So absolutely not. So I have to go downstairs, so I will be talking to the front desk to see what they're going to do to accommodate me. But practically speaking, all I can do is just run the heat right now, and then give it some time for the the room to warm up. And it is warming up, but with the thermostat is way over here. But over here by where the duct is or whatever, it's warming up. And I got my blanket, so I'm fine. I'm not. I'm inconvenienced, of course, but yeah, but I don't know. I'm not gonna let it stress me out, because I just sit here and be warm and just wait. But yeah, I'm going to show the picture and mention it when I go back downstairs and see what they can do to accommodate me. Okay, this is a little bathroom area. You see, I'm not playing with y'all. I'm not playing with nobody. So this is a little bathroom area. It's cute. It will meet the needs. This is the bed. Oh, there's a desk, and it has a microwave and a refrigerator. Those are my snacks, and a sink. So it's just a little bitty room. And then this is the view. It looks into the pool. I don't feel like pulling up the shade or anything. And that's the bed. So tonight, I made a reservation. I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know what I was thinking. But I made a reservation at the JW Marriott Hotel because on their rooftop patio, it's called the Edge Rooftop. It's like a little bar, outdoor bar and lounge. They have something called Fun in the Snow or something like that. I think it's like that. I'm not sure. Snow, I can't remember. It's Snow something. But it's like a little thing where they have Christmas festive themed drinks, and every hour on the hour they do quote unquote snow, but it's like, you know, bubbles that looks like snow. But this is the thing. Okay, this is the thing. In Texas, we don't get our winter until like late January, mid-January, late January, February. That's when we start getting our winter, like our cold temperatures. So usually Christmas, like by Christmas, New Year's, we're still out here wearing shorts, flip-flops. It might be in, like I said, in the 60s, in the 40s, at, you know, lower 40, high 60s, sometimes 70s. Sometimes it's actually kind of warm. That's what we're used to in December during the Christmas time. Once every 10 years it might snow, or every 6 years it might snow, and that's like a one-off. And then maybe once every 4 or 5 years we might have a little bit of chill, but not cold weather is not typical in Texas in December. So, you know, they still have, you know, even though it's Christmas time, they still have a lot of outdoor activities and a lot of, you know, outdoor events. Baby, this Arctic this Arctic freeze said, I'm coming through. And I mean, from my understanding, it's touching all of like the south, it's just coming from the north. So it's touching like dang near the central to east coast of the whole United States. Like even Florida is going to feel some coolness. So I don't know what I was thinking. I still made the reservation because when I made the reservation, even though it's an outdoor rooftop venue or area, and it's supposed to be like gorgeous, you know, Austin downtown city view, you know, skyline view and whatnot. So I made the reservation thinking, okay, well, they had an outdoor seating or patio seating, and then they had another seating option so I took the other seating option, not the outdoor. But when I looked on Instagram, it looked like everything is outdoor. It just looked like it was like a cool little, you know, patio area outdoors that has cabanas and things like that. So I don't know what to expect. I'm still gonna go because I made my reservation and it's still early. It's like 5:30 and my reservation's for 7:15. So I'm just gonna go and see what it is. If anything, I can just go out and get, you know, some views of the lights and some footage of the lights and footage of, you know, the skyline, you know, just to see it for myself, and then bring my behind back inside because it's still the Marriott Hotel. So, you know, I could go down to the bar. If they have a restaurant downstairs, I can go to the restaurant. So there's still things that I can do so that I can, you know, accommodate myself because I didn't really make any other plans for like dinner or anything. And with it being so cold, I don't really want to be out running around trying to figure things out. So I have a couple of things planned for this weekend since it's Friday and I'll be here till about Sunday afternoon. I have a few things planned that we're going to do. This is going to be, I'm really here because of my water element, because the Christmas holiday, the festive holiday, Christmas is more for my little girl. You know, I love the lights. I love the, you know, the festivities, the colors, the trees, the cheerfulness. I love that. It makes me feel so good, and it really enlivens my little, you know, my inner little girl. This is also my first Christmas with my mother not being here on planet Earth anymore. She passed away in June. So this is my first Christmas without both my mother and my father. So I'm kind of, I am grieving. I'm still grieving, and I'll talk about that a little bit more later. But I felt like, let's get out of Houston. My son is here in Austin visiting his girlfriend for the holiday. So I brought him up here, and then I'm here just, to do a couple of things, and I have a couple of other events planned for Saturday, and then we'll see about Sunday because I don't have to be back in Houston until like late afternoon. But this is going to be, I'm tapping into my water element because I love how the Christmas holiday makes me feel. And I'm also just going to be introspective and honor how I feel in the grieving process now that both my mother and my father are gone. And I was my father's only child, and he was adopted. So there's no family to connect with on his side. And then with my mother, I have 3 sisters, younger sisters. They're about 10 years younger than me. And one was taking care of her. One has moved to Michigan. One was living with her, was her caregiver at the end stage. And then my other sister, the youngest one, she has her own family. So, there's just a whole lot of stuff that I'm processing. So I'll talk about that later. But this is just going to be me just really honoring and acknowledging and tapping into my water element, just to feel the feels, whatever it is that I feel during this holiday season, but also to give my little girl, that cheerfulness and that holiday fun that she likes as well. So I'm going to Google and just see what's around me while I'm sitting here waiting for the heat. And then probably in another 35 minutes or so, I'll start getting ready, and then we'll make our way over to the hotel so we can do Fun in the Snow or something. Child, I don't know. I'll put the name of it on the screen when we get there. Okay, update. So I checked my I went on the website. Not the website. I went on Instagram to verify what the name of the little holiday thing is, and it's called Snow Much Fun. And so it's on the rooftop patio, the Edge rooftop patio for the JW Marriott Hotel here in Austin. Okay, it showed closed from the 22nd through the 24th. So today's the 23rd. So I was like, wait a minute, closed. So I was like, okay, I don't recall. Well, I hadn't checked my email or anything like that. So I went in and checked my email, and sure enough, my reservation was canceled due to the winter storm because it's cold as crap outside. So that makes sense. So won't be doing that tonight, unfortunately. I've had a long day. So really my focus right now is just to get something to eat. It's like I said, it's cold, so I may just get something to eat and come back. I may just look up where if there's any neighborhoods that have Christmas lights displays, and maybe where you can drive through the neighborhood and look at the Christmas lights. So I might do that. So I say all that to say I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do now that my reservation is canceled. So whatever comes up next is what I ended up doing, because I'm not sure what I'm going to do. But yeah, that's the update for the Snow Much Fun event. It was canceled due to the weather. Okay, y'all, I'm back in my room. It's about 11 o'clock. I've been here for about 30 minutes or so. So I came, just to catch you up, what happened was I went to get something to eat. I just had some local Greek food, brought that back to my room, and I had dinner. And then I still wanted to get out of my room, so I ended up going to a hookah lounge because I wanted to get out, but it was too cold to get out to the neighborhoods where they have the like the lights and stuff, because from what I was reading on the website, you have to park and then walk and all this. I was like, it's too cold for that. So maybe I'll do that tomorrow because I have a few activities planned. So maybe I'll get out earlier when it's a little bit warmer, like when the sun goes down, but it's still kind of not as cold, and get out and do the walking. But it was too cold to do that. So I ended up at a local hookah lounge, because I just wanted to get somewhere, relax, sit, and just be out of the cold. And hookah is relaxing to me, and so I went ahead and did that. So now I'm back in my room. I ate a little bit more dinner, and I had my I'm drinking my tea right now. So this lavender lavender chamomile I brought this with me. This is the one that I drink when I do my nighttime wind down routine, so that I can relax and calm down. Full. And then this one, the Constant Comfort, which smells so good. It's got orange rind, and it's kind of a sweet and spicy with orange. This one was here in the hotel room. So these are the two teas that I'm drinking as part of my nighttime wind down routine. And then I had a little snack, one of my first snacks. I'll probably have another something else, but just a little peppermint bar chocolate. But the hotel, they have these cute little mugs, so I'm just drinking my tea. And that's part of my wind down routine. So I wanted to talk about, since this is going to be a vlog, and update. The room is, I still have my hat on because I just feel the need to keep my head covered right now. But it's not cold in the room anymore. It's about 70 degrees, which is fine. I have my little hoodie on, so that I'm going to sleep in this, my little sleep hoodie. So I'm fine. And I was too busy trying to get in and out. I wasn't worried about talking to anybody, so I'll do that tomorrow in the morning when I go down for breakfast and see what they can do for me. But yeah, it's warm in here now. I just feel the need to keep this hat on. I don't know. But I have a nighttime, I said all of that to say I have a nighttime wind down routine that I follow. And talking about emotions and talking about the water element, which is representative of the flow of emotional energy, and emotions that enhance your experiences, because that's what emotions do. Emotions enhance the experiences that we have and help us to emotions help us to not just feel, but be in the present moment energy of what we're experiencing. Because if you're not, you can be somewhere and be doing something, but you can be completely numb, and you're not connected. You're not in the moment. You're not connected to the reality that you're experiencing. So when you're able to feel your emotions, it just enhances and brings you into the present moment of what you're experiencing. So one thing about me is this is the first year that I have begun to travel by myself. And I keep looking up here because the TV's distracting me. I'm sorry. The TV's distracting me. But this is the first year that I've really started traveling by myself. And I'm someone who has always been around others. Like, if I wasn't around my family, like, my immediate family, then I was, in college, I was around my roommates and friends. Then, I went from that to being around my husband and my son, so I've always been around someone. And so I had to really work up the comfort and courage to travel on my own. And it wasn't easy for me. This year has been the first year where I've kind of traveled and by myself and really worked on feeling secure and safe and just having the ability to relax in space by myself, because at night I've always had somebody around me. So I had to get used to that, and I had to work up to that. But one thing that has helped me is staying on my routine. And that's one of the clip before this, that's what I was showing, is that I have my journal here that I do a lot of personal work in. And so even though I'm traveling, I consider it supporting myself and not abandoning myself and grounding myself by continuing my routine. It's very important to me. So, I did my personal work here. I brought my journals, and I bring them, whenever I'm really able to, I bring them when I'm traveling. Because even though traveling makes me feel a sense of freedom, a sense of adventure, a sense of expanding myself, because I get to explore. And when I travel solo, I don't have to consider anyone. I can just do what I want to do. And that makes me feel good, because I'm able to really be involved in, the experience, involved in the moment, completely self-centered. I'm not considering anybody else. I'm not, wondering about, if anybody else, their enjoyment and, what it is they want to do. And it's just me. I can do what I want to do, when I want to do, how I want to do. If I want to change it up, I can change it up. I don't have to worry about considering anyone else. So traveling by myself is really an expansive experience for me. But there was a time when I would travel with others, and it would shake things up, because I would have this whole routine, and I felt like if we spent a week in another city or on a cruise or something like that, it's like I was coming back and having to get reacclimated to myself, and I've learned and I've built up enough discipline to know that does me a disservice, So the one thing when I do travel, I love to experience the expansiveness and the awe and the curiosity and the whimsy of going out and sometimes getting lost and finding my way. But what keeps me grounded is having my routine, especially my nighttime routine, because there's certain things that I do at night, and it wraps up my day. And so I say that to say, when you are stepping out to do something new for yourself, you want to experience, give yourself room. First of all, give yourself grace. Don't push yourself. Don't feel like, I got to come out here, because it took me some time to be comfortable. After I come into a hotel room or Airbnb or whatever, after I do all my security stuff to make sure that I'm, safe practically, it took me some time to then get comfortable just being by myself and going to sleep by myself. And, it's because it's a comforting feeling when you have someone with you. I love to travel with others because, they're there to help to experience with you. But when I started traveling by myself, it was just like a different level of maturity for me. I started developing a deeper level of maturity, because it's just me, myself, and I. And, I'm looking out for myself and making sure that, I'm keeping my head on swivel, checking for security, but also I'm just able to freely move around and do what I want to do. And that helped me to expand my water element and expand how I feel and the range of emotions, because sometimes I'll like today, I went into one hookah lounge and I'm just reading reviews and stuff. I go in there and I was like, it looked good on the website, looked good in Google Maps, but when I got in there, I was like, I don't think so. Cool, no problem. I walked out, went to another one. I didn't feel obligated to stay there, or because I had almost ordered and paid, and I was like, I don't think so. I'm not liking what I see. And so I got up out of there and went somewhere else, and I had a really good time. So traveling on my own has given me a deeper sense of accomplishment, knowing myself, and a deeper level of experience, because like I said, I can do what I want to do, how I want to do. I can switch it up, I can change my mind, I can shorten, I can be somewhere and find somewhere else and be like, oh, okay, let me go over there, and I don't have to worry about if someone else is in agreement or how they're feeling. Just being considerate when you travel with others. But I say all that to say, give yourself time to get acclimated, especially if you are transitioning to where you were always considering your family, and when you go into travel mode, you're in mom mode, you're in wife mode, you're in leader mode. Be kind to yourself as you're transitioning into traveling for yourself, and being able to relax in your environment, relax into your day, relax into switching things up for yourself. Just be kind to yourself and work up to where you can not just, what's the word I was getting ready to say? Not just curate the experience for yourself, but then get there and be comfortable enough to be present in the experience. And also, don't abandon yourself by leaving your routine. Bring as much of your routine as you can with you, because it helps to ground you. It helps to ground you. It does you no good to come out of your daily routine. And when I say routine, I don't mean like what you normally do, but I mean like the things that you do to support yourself. Coming out of your routine where you're supporting yourself, like taking your vitamins and your yoga or your meditation or whatever the case may be. Bring all your journaling, bring all of that with you, because it's going to help to ground you and help you to be more comfortable in the experiences that you have. That's one of the things that I've learned. So what I'm getting ready to do is I need to take my supplements, my evening supplements, finish my tea, do some more journaling. And then what I usually do, honestly, to wrap up my evening is I usually watch a little YouTube. I have certain YouTubers and certain channels that I watch where they're doing stuff that's just very relaxing. For example, I like to watch the Korean cafe workers. It's like YouTube videos where all they're like in South Korea, and all they're doing is just making the baristas, and they're making coffee drinks, and they're serving desserts, and they're making all these creative coffee drinks and tea drinks. And I like to watch it. It's the ASMR of the sounds and it's also the visuals, and it's just very relaxing to me, and it helps me go to sleep. So that's usually how I wrap up my evening. But I just wanted to say, when it comes to your water element and how you feel and how you experience what you're feeling and how your feelings enhance your experiences, solo traveling can be nerve-wracking. It can cause anxiety. It can cause frustration. But it can also expand you so much to, just bringing out the little kid in you to be like, oh, let's go here, let's go there, let's try this, let's try that. And you can do it on the, at a whim and on the spur of the moment. So as long as you're being safe and you're curating experiences where you're safe and you're protected, give yourself that space to be curious, and give yourself that space to be, have a little wanderlust, and try a different thing, give yourself that space to just be in the emotion at the time and to experience it. And then when you bring your journals, then, when you're wrapping up your night, you can journal about it, or you can do a voice journal or whatever, so that you feel and acknowledge how you feel and solidify that experience for yourself. But be kind to yourself when you're doing that, because, a lot of people are like, I want to travel, and they can go with a group. They can, they have girls trips and everything. But when you're like, what about, solo traveling? They're like, oh, I don't know. I'm not up to that yet. Or I'm not sure how to start. You just start by figuring out what it is that you need to feel safe and comfortable. And then what it is that you need to, where you want to go and what you want to do. You start with, if you like to go to coffee shops, find coffee shops in that city. If you like to go work out, find a nice space outdoors to go work out. Start by doing some of the things that you do in your city. But then, once you get comfortable, then work your way into, going out and expanding and picking a spot and driving there and experiencing the environment as you're driving and trusting yourself to be able to navigate and get back and be safe. But give yourself some kindness and some grace when you're building up to solo travel, because it's I know Instagram and social media makes it seem like we're just out and everybody's just out and they're free in the world, but you have to work up to that. Now, I can't speak for nobody else, but for me, I had to work up to it. So just give yourself grace when you're stepping out to solo travel, especially if you've always been used to having your kids with you, having your spouse with you, having your immediate family with you, having your girlfriends with you, doing a girls trip or whatever the case may be, or going on business trips where you might have gone there by yourself, but then you're around your fellow co-workers and team and things like that. See, all of that is a different vibe. But when it's just you, like for me, sometimes I would, I'm like, oh, I want to go. And then I would get to a location and then I just felt uncomfortable, and I would just spend the majority of my time in my room. So it was like I was there, but unless I was trying to go find something to eat, I just didn't feel comfortable going out and exploring an environment that I was unfamiliar with. So it took me time to be comfortable doing that, to now where I'm like, ooh, okay, well, shoot, that's 20 minutes away, okay, or let me just go over, let me find a trail, and I'll go in and read the reviews, to make sure what people are saying, if it's safe or whatever the consensus is, and then I'll just be like, okay, let's go over there, because I know I'm going to protect myself. I'm going to, I'm not going to put myself in any danger, and I know how to handle myself. So it took time for me to feel comfortable doing that. So give yourself time to work up to that. But keep pushing, keep working on yourself, grounding yourself, working through your emotions so that you can feel, expand your elements so that you can have capacity to hold yourself and be okay with how you feel when you're out exploring. So tomorrow I have some stuff going on already planned, but in the morning I'm going to get up and see what they have. I think it's more like a continental breakfast, so I'm going to see what they have for breakfast, and then probably come back up, take a nap, do some work, and then my first activity is like around 2:30. So I will pick y'all up in the morning. Good morning. Today's Saturday, so today's Christmas Eve, the 24th, and it's about 10 something, it's a little bit after 10 a.m. and I'm just here laying in bed. So we went from 55 degrees cold last night to about 70 something when I finally got in the bed. It was 70. I think by the time I finally went to sleep, it was about 75, between 72, 75 degrees in my room. And then in the middle of the night, because I had turned the heat all the way up to 80. In the middle of the night, it got hot. So I turned the heat down. So now we pretty much have stabilized the heat. So I had to come up out of all the warm stuff, because all I brought to sleep in was my little sleep hoodie and my lounge pants and my little fuzzy insulated little house socks. I don't know what to call them, but I had to come up out of all of that because then I got hot and I got tired of getting up and playing with the heat. So we're cool now as far as the heat in the room is concerned. So I got up this morning and went down to have breakfast. It was a nice little breakfast. I was just tired. I didn't feel like videotaping it or whatever, because it was just like some sausage and eggs and hash browns, and I think they had in their kitchen, they were cooking pancakes, but I didn't get the pancakes. And they had cereal and bagels, so I did eat like half of a bagel. And I brought they had peanut butter and jelly, and they had bread. And so to avoid me going to HEB or to the grocery store to get like a little snack box that I usually get the little like kiddie snack boxes that has like half of a turkey sandwich or half of a peanut butter and jelly sandwich with carrots and pretzels, cheese stick, and like carrots and ranch, little snack lunch. I usually will get those when I travel, so that, especially if there's a refrigerator in the room, so that I have something to snack on in case I'm in the room and I just don't feel like going out to get a meal. Because having had the VSG weight loss surgery, sometimes it's just not worth me going out and buying a whole meal or trying to hunt down somewhere that I want to eat, because that meal, like the meal that I had yesterday, the Greek meal that I had yesterday, I still have more than half of it left. And so sometimes it's not worth it. It's just better for me to have something to snack on that's fiber and protein heavy. But I forgot to go to the grocery store. So when I went downstairs and I saw that they had the makings for like peanut butter and jelly, I was like, okay, I'll bring that up. And they had like a yogurt bar with toppings and things like that. So I made myself my own granola mix. And then I got 2 pieces of bread and the peanut butter and jelly. And I brought that up to the room so that this afternoon, if I don't feel like going out just to get something to eat, I can warm up the gyro meat from my dinner last night and maybe the soup, and eat that along with the peanut butter and jelly. And I'll just call that lunch, because I'm going to the iPic Theater today. Oh yeah, so okay, let's talk about our events for today. So today at around 2:45, I'm going to the iPic Theater here in Austin and the Domain, and I'm in the Domain. I'm at the Element by Westin Hotel, which is in the Domain, and I'm gonna go through the Domain so you can see, because I usually, when I come to Austin, I typically stay in the Domain area. I've stayed at the Westin, I've stayed across the street at something, Hyatt something, I think, I don't know, when I came this summer, and I stayed, and now I'm staying at the Element. And I really enjoy the Domain area. I'm still trying to get used to Austin. I've been here a few times, and I'm still trying to get used to Austin, but I typically just stay in the Domain. It just seems very centralized, and if I want to go to Lake Travis, like it's 10-15 minutes away. I haven't gone to like 6th Street. All these years that I've been in Texas, I have not gone to 6th Street. Even when I was in college, I have never been to 6th Street. I had never been to South by Southwest and all that stuff. I don't know. But I think anyway, let me get back to what I was saying. So 2:45, I'm going to the iPic Theater to see Puss in Boots. Again, weather related. Not trying to be not trying to be basic, but trying to be basic as far as this weather is concerned, yes. So I'm going to the movies to see Puss in Boots, because it's an indoor activity, and I can eat lunch there. They serve not snacks, they serve meals there. They have a restaurant, so I could eat lunch there. So that's why I'm thinking, I can just do like my leftovers, peanut butter and jelly, whatever, around 12 today maybe, and then be ready to eat there. And then since I'll be out, it's like 5 minutes away from my hotel, and the Domain is here. And the Domain is there's shopping, there's restaurants, there's hotels, so it's like a mixture of different things. I don't know if it's the luxury shopping here in Austin, but we'll find out, because since it's right here, I'm going to drive around when it gets darker and look at the lights and see what they have here and just get some footage, because I'm not sure myself. So that's this afternoon. Before that, what I'm trying to figure out is I do have work to do. I have some projects to work on. I have a couple of vlogs I need to edit. So I'm trying to decide if I'm going to work on that here in my room. And, it's 10 o'clock now, so I'll take a nap, 11, 12, get up and start doing some work. I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do. I'll get back to that in a second. But definitely this afternoon, going to the movies to see Puss in Boots. And then, and let me backtrack, because I said something that I didn't like that I said. Ain't nothing lame about me going to the movies, traveling. I'm going to get back to all of that, so I can correct myself. There's nothing lame about going to the movies when you're traveling. That's what I chose to do. I bought my ticket like 2 days ago, because once I figured out that the weather was going to be so cold, I was like, okay, well, I want to see the movie. It's a nice theater, and that's what I'm going to do. It was weather related. But after the movie, I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do, because then the next event is going to be when the sun goes down. So like 6:30, I think it starts at 6 o'clock or 6:30. We're going to go to Peppermint Parkway, which is a lighted park where they have a drive-through Christmas light display. I don't know how long the drive is when you go around to look at the Christmas lights, but I thought that would be fun. So I bought a ticket for that. And we'll go there. You go and drive through to see all the Christmas lights and the displays. And then there's other things you can do if you want to get out and walk around and whatnot. I think they have like food trucks and different things like that. So I'm going to do that this evening. That runs, you can go at any time, but I think it runs from 6 o'clock to 9 o'clock. But I'm going to go early, because then I can do, like I was talking about yesterday, see if there's any other light displays or whatever that I want to see, or any other things that I want to see. I can go do that. So after the Peppermint Parkway, things are up in the air. I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do. Okay, so let me go back to what I was going to say. Sometimes I can be very hard on myself. I have high expectations, and it's not always a healthy thing. It's not always expressed in a healthy way. For me, it's something that I continue to work on with my air element, the way that I think, and the way that I feel, my water element. So sometimes my expectation is that when I travel, I have to be always popping, always on, always running around, always doing all of the things. And if I decide to do something, my arm's getting tired. Hold on. Wait a minute. Let me rest my arm. If I decide to do something that's a little bit more minimal effort, like go to the movies, then, my inner critic voice would be, you're being lame. You should be out and about, running around. I've always kind of been vlogger-ish, before I started my actual channel. I would want to go and take footage and post it on my Facebook or whatever, just for, the people that are friends with me on Facebook to see, my social groups or whatever on Facebook. But, I'm saying that to talk about this, because you see I'm still in bed. It's 10 o'clock. You see I still got this hat on. Yes, I do. I mean, my hair is there, but it's just comforting to me. I feel like a newborn, child. I feel like a newborn. I've had this hat on since we left Houston at like 11 o'clock. I put it on at 10 o'clock because I had to go pick up the rental car. I have had this hat on since 10 o'clock, 24 hours. But I feel so comforted. And every now and then, like, if or whatever, you get into a season where you just need to cover your head. And I'm just in the season, in a moment right now where I need to cover my head. It's not just because of the cold. I need to cover my head. So I done been in this cap, and I will continue to be in this cap as long as it's comfortable to me. But sometimes I have this high expectation of you know, got to be out on the street, because you're traveling, be out on the street doing all of the things. But what I want to share is that, you know, what I've noticed about travel is sometimes when I travel and I get into a space, especially since I've started traveling by myself, I get into a space where I feel very comfortable. My body feels safe. I'm able to woosah and exhale. When your body feels safe, especially if you deal with a lot of anxiety, a lot of tension, a lot of, anxious, tense energy, and you always feel on guard, or you always feel like you have to be diligent and watchful about things. When you start feeling safe with yourself, within yourself, sometimes you will feel very tired, exhausted, like you don't even have energy. So you'll be all ramped up, like, I'm going to go do all of the things when I get there. And then you finally get to your room, check in, you rest, and you wake up the next day and you're just like, I don't even want to get out of bed. I don't want to get out of bed. I don't want to do anything. And for me, can't speak for anybody else. For me, that's I've recognized that as something that happens when I finally feel safe. Like I feel like I can just exhale and unfurl and relax, because nobody's going to be, I don't have to be at the ready for anyone. Nobody's going to be asking me to do anything. Nobody's going to be coming and expecting me to give them my attention. I'm not going to get any calls about last minute stuff to do. So my body feels like, okay, there's no expectations. I can relax. And when you relax, when you feel relaxed, sometimes you can feel tired, because your body's finally calming down. All that cortisol is diminishing, and you just want to rest. The exhaustion that you really feel starts coming up, and you just want to rest. Just rest then. Just rest. That's why I'm sitting here like, gosh, I really could maximize this time, and I do have things to do. But dang, it feels good to lay in this bed. Like I got up for breakfast at 8, went downstairs. I stayed downstairs about 30 minutes, just ate and scrolled on my phone, came back up. And I've been, probably for the last hour, I've been scrolling on social media, just scrolling, just laughing and looking at stuff. And now I was like, okay, let me pick up the camera, because I'm just laying here in the bed. And I'm looking out the window. Let me see if I can show that. So that's the view that I'm looking at. Ooh. I hope you can see it. But I mean, it's just a nice little view. I'm just sitting here. And that's when I was like, dang, I just feel very relaxed, and I feel calm, and I don't really want to do anything. I don't really want to do anything. So I wanted to share that, like, when you start solo traveling, because sometimes, you know, as humans, we do look to others just to kind of understand what we should be doing. You know, we look to and learn from others. So if you're looking at social media a lot of times to figure out, okay, it's just me, what am I supposed to be doing? A lot of the solo traveling channels and accounts are just showing women, especially, just doing all of the things. And that is something, like, you'll see women just out doing all of the things. But a lot of the channels channels and accounts that I've seen that have men, they're not necessarily doing all of the things. They might be like exploring, walking around, eating, but they're not doing all of the stuff. Like, I got to do all of the excursions. I got to go see the pyramids. I got to go ride on the camels. I got to go, to the most remote part that do the most Instagram worthy. They're not. They're finding unique things that they may like to do. But a lot of the women solo travelers that I've seen, they're just like all over. So you might get the idea that you got to be all over the place. and just, I got to do everything. No, you ain't got to do nothing. You don't have to do anything. A lot of that is just so that they can have their content, and that's on them. I don't have no judgment. But I'm just telling you, as you know, for real life, if you get somewhere where you're solo traveling and you're like, dang, I got this whole itinerary of things that I want to do. I want to go maximize and explore, and I just don't feel like it. I am tired. I'm tired all of a sudden. Like, I thought I had energy. I slept well. So I've gotten up and I just don't feel like doing anything. This is what I usually do to help me. What I'll do is I'll pick like one major activity per day section. You know what I'm saying? I don't typically pick anything in the morning because I want to go slow when I'm on vacation. But like in the afternoon, I might pick one major activity. So in the afternoon, all roads point to that activity. Or I may pick one major activity for the day, and all roads point to that one activity. So if I'm like on vacation with my foodie friends, I know that 9 times out of 10, we're going to do a fancy dinner. So baby, listen, all roads point to that fancy dinner, because that fancy dinner is usually going to be booked between like 7 and 8:30, something like that. All roads point to that fancy dinner. What that means is anything that I'm doing is to get me rested and prepared for that one thing. I do not stack up my schedule, because I've done that before, running around, my friends and I running around all day long, doing all the things, right? Then by the time we get to this pre-booked reservation made event, we are tired, almost about to miss it, almost don't want to get up from our nap, from this little 45-minute nap that we decided to take before it's time to get ready. Because we just tired, we're tuckered out. We done tired ourselves out. So I've learned, and it's a good tip when you're solo traveling, especially if you're solo traveling and you're coming out of a very stressed environment, anxiety-ridden environment, or where your body is always tense, and then now you're traveling by yourself and you start giving yourself space to feel safe. All roads point to that one activity. So like, I have this activity in the afternoon. I go into the movies, and I'm looking forward to it because I like Puss in Boots and I want to go to the movies. Baby, all roads are pointing to that. So that's why I was like, okay, do I really want to, what can I do in this bed that's not going to tire me out? So I know I can, I got some notes I have to take. I got some stuff I need to listen to and take notes on. And then maybe editing can take some time though. But all roads are pointing to 2:30 when I need to get up out of here to go to this movie. So that's how I schedule myself. And then I have this, or if I didn't have the movie or anything, and I just know that I bought that ticket to go to the drive-through Christmas lights activity, then all roads are pointing to that. So what that means is that, you know, if I'm not stacking up anything in my schedule that could potentially tire me out or derail me from wanting to go do that. So I'm not about to go get up and go downtown to some restaurant and walk all around and do all this stuff. No, all roads point to that one activity. So that means, if I eat, I'm eating, I'm resting, I'm relaxing, because I'm preparing myself for that one thing. So, that's just what I've learned. Don't stack up if you are noticing that you're experiencing those things, don't stack up your schedule and like, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, or impromptu stack up your schedule, because sometimes you won't have a lot and then you get up and you're like, oh my God, I got, that inner voice is like, you're here, you gotta see all the stuff. No, because then what'll happen is the stress of being somewhere by yourself, the stress of being in a new environment, the stress of navigating your way around a new environment can add exhaustion to you. So, but by the time it's time for you to get ready for these pre-planned events that you wanted to see, you're going to be like, shit, I don't even want to do it. Or you're pulling yourself along, and then now you're not present because how you feel, your water element, how you feel is not on deck. So you're just going just to go. And that's not really living. We're aligning with our elements so that we can really vibrantly live. And that's why I had to check my air about and saying that I was being lame because I was just going to the movies. No, I'm not being lame. And no, who am I competing against? Who am I competing against? Who? No, I'm not being lame by going to the movies. It's what I wanted to do. Just because I'm in another city and I decided to go to the movies, that's not lame. I don't even know why I said that. I know why I said that, but I'm checking that. Rest. I love to schedule spa treatments, especially if I'm in a hotel that provides spa services. I will stack up my day with all kinds of relaxation, spa treatments, massage, pointing because all roads point to whatever I might have at night. And I typically will schedule, if I have something big, I'll schedule that for the evening time, just to give myself time to bridge into it. So those are just some things that I have learned about solo travel and sharing what I'm experiencing. Because right now, like I said, I'm in the bed. I'm thinking about taking a nap, maybe like a little 30-45 minute nap, nothing major, and then get up. And I'm willing to, and I also ask myself, what are you willing to do? What are you willing to do? So I'm working with myself, because it's really, I've learned in my experience, it's really a waste of energy to be going back and forth with myself and arguing with myself internally about what I'm trying to do. No, what are you willing to do right now, Saleema? What are you willing to do? Okay, this is what I'm willing to do. All right, well, let's do that. We can't go wrong, so let's do that. So a lot of what I want to do is just, not just for the channel, but for myself. And that's another thing. If I'm somewhere where I want to experience things, I'm gonna spend 5 minutes getting footage. I'm gonna get the best footage I can. 5 minutes after that, I put my camera down and I'm in it. I'm not gonna be camera all around, getting all of the things, and then I'm missing the moment. That's just what I've learned, because in my water element, I want to be there. I want to feel the exhilaration or the awe or the beauty or the sadness or the being moved to the joy, being moved to tears, like how beautiful something is. I want to experience it in real time. So when I get there, I spend 5 minutes going around. I'm gonna get the lobby or the environment, and I'll check the footage. If it's good enough, fine. But after that 5 minutes, then I'm in it. I'm not, I refuse to displace my experience on behalf of others, YouTube channel, content creator or not. I refuse to do that. So I get as much footage as I can, 5 minutes, and then I'm in it to experience it for myself, to feel it for myself. So, but I was driving by the domain, because I'm kind of on the outside, and I was like, oh, it's light. So okay, well, we'll go through there. And then I'm going to double check the weather, double check the list, and see, what's going on, because we have a lot of time. Once the sun goes down, we have a lot of time to do some Christmas Eve type of stuff. And so that's what we will do. So what I'm going to do now is, let me go ahead and take a nap, because I'm feeling nappish. Then I'll do some work, and I'll catch up with y'all once I'm done with my nap, and then we'll go from there. at Peppermint Parkway. It's a little bit outside of Austin. I didn't realize it was, because it's like 30 minutes outside of Austin where I was. So we're in line right now, and Peppermint Parkway, from my understanding, it's like a light park, Christmas themed light park that you can drive through. So that's what we're getting ready to do. We're in line now, so once we get into the park, then the next footage you'll see is gonna be whatever the Christmas display is.
Time of year the reindeer fly. You can see them on their sleigh ride across the sky. Gather all your family round, or go out and paint the town. It's the only time of year the whole wide world turns upside down. So baby, light a fire and we'll toast the night away, because Christmas is coming our way.
Okay, let me do a quick update, because I've been trying to do all this navigation stuff, and so I've been trying to drive, look at my GPS, don't know where the heck I am, where I'm going, so I didn't really get a chance to update because everything was just moving so fast. So I did the Peppermint Parkway, which was really cute. It was cute. It was just, so nostalgic. When I get back to my room, my hotel room, then I'll talk about that, because I just got done with dinner. So I went to North Italia here in the Domain, which is like the Domain is the luxury shopping area. It's like an outdoor mall. So it's very pretty. It's so pretty and lit up and everything, but it's like the outdoor mall. Now I'm getting ready to go to the about 15 minutes away to go visit my son and his girlfriend and their family. Then after that, it's gonna probably be late, so I'm gonna go head back to my room, and then I'll do like a whole little synopsis for today. So today is Sunday, it is Christmas, so Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to those that celebrate. Okay, so I want to wrap up what happened yesterday because it got, after I went and saw my son, it was late. I just came back to my room and I just went into my nighttime routine. So yesterday at the Peppermint Parkway. Okay, so Peppermint Parkway was fun. It's in I want to say it's Del Valle, Texas. So it's like 30 minutes outside of Austin at a like a track, like a racetrack, I think it was. And it was fun. It was fun, very nostalgic, great for kids. The lights were wonderful. The display, I felt like my little iPhone camera wasn't doing it justice when I was filming, because I was like, this is magnificent. It's so bright and well lit. And then when I was looking, trying to look at my phone when I'm filming, I was like, this is not, I hope this translates, because it's not giving what I'm seeing with my eye. So I hope that what I was able to film was as, illuminating and bright and pretty as what I saw. But when I was in line and kind of, you get in line and then you kind of go through a portion of the track where they have Christmas music playing, and they have the Christmas lights displays, and they have some big monitors where they were showing different kinds of like holiday cartoons and holiday portions of holiday movies. And I, at first, when I bought my ticket online, when I was planning my trip, I did not get the fast pass. But when I got there and I saw how many, and I got there early. I think I got there about 6:30, and I think they started at 6. They run from 6 to 9, and I got there about 6:30, and there were so many people in the line. I went ahead and went through the fast pass and just upgraded and bought the fast pass, which was an additional $40. I would suggest, if you go to Peppermint Parkway outside of Austin for the Christmas season, that you get the fast pass, because it truly was a fast pass. I was able to, a line that probably would have taken me an hour to get through, I was able to get through the line in about 10 minutes to get to where we started the procession for the light show. So when I was in line, we're just going through, and what came to mind was the feeling, because this is about, the water element, was the feeling that I used to have when I was in elementary school, and we would do the holiday. When I was in elementary school, we would do, when Christmas would come around, we would do all of the holiday activities. So we would decorate the classroom, and we would always have a Christmas party right before our winter break. And we would decorate our desks by making like Christmas placemats. So when you have the Christmas party, you have your Christmas placemat with your name on it and your little decorations, and you could put your cookies and popcorn, whatever your treats are. And we would have stockings with treats in the classroom. And so your stocking would be, everybody would have their name and glitter on the stocking, and would be hung up around the room. So it was just so festive. I mean, even now I just feel so happy because that's what the Peppermint Parkway Christmas light display, that's the emotion that it conjured up for me. Christmas is most definitely, Halloween and Christmas are most definitely for my inner child, my inner little girl. But I was just so nostalgic because I remember, my mind went back to specifically nostalgia from school, when we would have our Christmas party and everybody would bring their treats and cookies, and we might have had pizza. I'm not sure. We probably did, but it would be mainly like, I just remember like lots of candy and cookies and treats, and the day before, I would just look forward to it, because we just knew the day before, like maybe that Friday before we would go on Christmas break, depending on when Christmas was, we would just be so ready, and we would go in and we might have class a little bit in the morning, and then after lunch we would come back, and then we would just be so ready to pull out our little Christmas mats and put the Christmas music on in the classroom area. And I remembered that, and I felt so nostalgic, very, very happy, very giddy when I was driving through, looking at all the lights and the displays. So that was just a really fun activity. Great for kids. Like, there were kids standing up. If their cars had the sunroofs, the kids were standing up so they could see and everything. People were getting out their cars to take pictures in front of the displays because we were going slow, and or filming, and it was fun. So I really had a good time. I had a good time here in Austin. So I'm getting ready to leave. I'm all packed up and everything, and I wanted to just talk quickly about because this is a vlog that's this is a vlog that is focused on the water element. I got a little bit emotional today because I was, I'm getting ready to pack up, and I started realizing that I'm leaving my son here. He's going back to school. But I started to get emotional, and I was crying, and, emotion came up. And what I've experienced, especially with solo travel and my emotions, is that there are times when you start to feel safe when you are traveling on your own, because you're in your own space, you're alone. You start to realize nobody's getting ready to knock on the door and ask for some juice or a snack, and no one is going to ask you what's for dinner or interrupt you in any way. And so when your body starts realizing that it's safe and it begins to relax, sometimes emotions can come up. And I know that I've experienced it, and I know I've, speaking with women and listening to their stories, that there's a lot of women, especially, who are sometimes never really alone in their home. They may have spouses that are partners that work from home, small children that they have to take care of, or older children that are being homeschooled, or, young adult children that are living with them. And so sometimes they have to go in their closets if they want to cry, or they want to just decompress. They have to go in their cars. And I know I've experienced that as well. And so when you're solo traveling, where in your normal daily life, you may not have the space to always comfortably release your emotions. When you're solo traveling in your room, all of a sudden you realize, nobody's going to interrupt me, and your body will start to relax and release emotions, and they can be very intense. So what I've learned is that in the moment that I'm releasing emotion, to not put a reason to it. That's not the time to try to put reason to why you're releasing the emotion. Just feel it. Just let it flow. Let it flow so that you can release the energy. And then once you're done and things start to subside, then get your journal or just sit with yourself, and then you can tap in and say, okay, why did I feel that way? What's coming up for me? And then you can start working through your air element, looking at your thoughts and bringing up what it may be attached to. If you need to, sometimes I'll release emotional energy, and then I'll feel very fulfilled and satisfied, and I'll just let it go, because you could be feeling the emotional energy of the environment where you are, the people around you in the location, or just something that's deeply welled up inside of you that just needed to come out, and you felt safe enough subconsciously for that to come up. So if you feel a sense of relief and fulfillment after you release that emotion, like, okay, I feel better, and you don't feel anything outside of that, then just let it pass through. But if you feel like, okay, it's lingering and I'm wondering, why did I feel that way? What's actually coming up? What am I sad about? Then work through it from there. Because at first when I started to feel emotional and started to cry, I wanted to put reason to it, like, oh, it's because I'm leaving and my son is here, and the mother in me is sad about that. But then I was like, no, just feel it. It could be a mixture of things. Just feel it. Whatever it is that needs to be released right now, I honor it. I'm releasing it. I'm letting it go. And then I know how to talk to my fragments, talk to the parts of myself, talk to my roles, whatever you want to call it. I consider fragments are more parts that I'm trying to reabsorb, but a role is something that's defined, and I recognize that I'm moving in and out of it, and then I know how to talk to that role because it's a very distinguished part of you. And when you're transitioning between your roles or from one role to another, when you become more consciously aware of it, then you know how to speak to that part of you to say, okay, hey, I got it. Don't worry about it. We're going to do this instead, or it's okay. And you can talk to yourself and kind of bring yourself through that. But today, this weekend in general has been really great as far as with just working through my emotions, spending some time to just relax and rest, feeling the feelings of joy and nostalgia and happiness, feeding my inner child with the joy of Christmas, the Christmas and holiday season. So I feel very peaceful. I feel very, I feel fulfilled. Like I feel satisfied. Like this has been a wonderful trip for me. And, I'm getting ready to go, check out and go back to Houston and get back into the flow of things over there. When I get there, I have to take my rental car back and then probably go home, take a nap, because traveling, it can make you tired. It makes me tired. And then from there, decide if I want to cook something for Christmas dinner. Decide. And if not, then we need to go get whatever we're going to get. And because I know things going to shut down early today. But yeah, I wanted to say, for those of you who have your guidebook, bring it with you. Bring it with you. If you have your guidebook, either your physical guidebook, it's also available on Kindle. Bring it with you. I carry mine in my purse all the time. Like I told you in the other vlog, I like the paper one because I can thumb through the pages. That's just me. But it is available on Kindle. But have it with you, because especially when you're solo traveling, because this can give you ideas for some things that you can do. If you're somewhere and you're like, okay, I want to work on my fire element, and it's a Wednesday. Well, here's let me see how I can do it. Here's fire for Wednesday. Let me put it up to you so you can see. Look, fire for Wednesday. So, bring the book with you so that you can get ideas on some of the things that you can do when you are when you're out and you're traveling, especially if you're trying to work on aligning with your elements. Bring it with you. I carry mine all the time. So that's going to be it. I'm going to close the vlog here and go ahead and check out and get on the road so I can get back home. Again, happy holidays and Merry Christmas for those that celebrate. When it comes to your water, especially around this time of year, it can be very emotionally intense, dealing with family, dealing with those that are still here, those that have transitioned, just dealing with yourself, dealing with seasonal emotion. I don't want to say the D word, depression. I got to figure out what the policy is with YouTube, like what you can say and what you can't say. I'll figure it out. But if you're dealing with seasonal, changes in your emotions due to the season, then just be kind to yourself. Take care of yourself, and realize that if you're feeling highly emotional, just let it flow. Let it flow. Express it. Once you feel safe, create a safe space for yourself and let it flow. Because you don't always have to know why you feel the way that you feel. Sometimes you just need to express it. It's just energy. Let it pass through so that your container, your body, can have that relief so you can feel better. But definitely take care of yourself and be kind to yourself and give yourself grace. And I'll see you in the next vlog.